And also the community, they must know, basically, you know, they do not know, as we all know, a little grammar is the base for a language. For example, askar to a male, askara to a female, askaran to a group of male soldiers, and askarane to a group of female soldiers. We must know that the title changes with he or she. تعرض مثال ed يو أسكر دي رقيا يو أسكر دا مونگ أسكرانيو هغوي أسكراني دي. These are the things that the community made mistake. Now the tester would ask, for example, a question, in general question, because of the heavy flooding, the croplands do not produce enough crops. Now, he or she must know what is crop, what is flooding, words that you must know. What is flooding, the Messiah in Pashto, is Seilab. What is croplands? We could say Zraatizmeke or Faslizmeke. Now, most of the community, I don't blame them, they do not know these words. So we have to familiarize the community on many different topics in order to pass the Pashto test.
So what you're saying is you're taking a population of individuals who are very good at their language, highly respected, educated.
Right.
And they just need to know a few extra words.
Right, 100%. Because I asked many of my candidates, hey, tell me that because of the heavy rain, this river is overflow, and if the river is overflow, then it would cause flooding. Just to make sure that he or she knows what is flooding in Pashto, or what is a road, or not road, we say road or scene to a river. And there is many things to say to a river in Afghan dialect. As you know, there is 49 different dialects of Pashto in Afghanistan.
Wait, speaking about that, you were also talking about even just within one dialect, different ways to say a few different things.
Right,
one
exactly.
thing was important. You were bringing out the difference between troops, forces, and soldiers. Can you explain that to me?
Now, troops. Now, some of the community, they say, well, troops, askaran, or soldiers. No, there is difference between soldiers and troops. For example, we could say for soldiers, askaran. For forces, we could say zwakuna, or kuwatuna, or kuwawe. Now, he or she must know all three. Because if the tester say, okay, Amerikai, kuwawe, aga kali tawlar, au birta ragal. Now he must know what is kuwawe, because he should maybe know that only may know zwakuna, or he may only know kuwatuna, but he doesn't know kuwawe. But the tester asked him about kuwawe. So these are the things that I familiarize. For example, we say for a skinny person, we say dangar in Pashto, and also wach. Wach actually, if you translate it into English, is dry.
Okay, sure.
We tell a person, a very skinny person,
You're dry.
"Aga wach day." It doesn't mean it. It doesn't mean he is dry. It means he's skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So the person must know what is wach. Also, we say dangar. So he must know dangar and also wach.
And you also brought up another comment about words that really don't exist in the Pashto language that you've modified in English to make them exist, like a navigation system. Can you tell me about that?
Exactly. Now in Afghanistan, we did not have GPS or global position system. We did not have. So we developed something very close to that. For example, navigation system. We came with a word, for example, Lorkunki Ala. Now, when the tester asks, for example, all tanks are assembled with the latest navigation system, the community, no matter how good he or she speaks Pashto, he will say, assembled with the latest navigation system. What is navigation system? He doesn't know because we didn't have. We don't blame him. Now we came up with that word to say it back to the tester, and the tester passed it with no problem. For example, satellite. Afghans are not familiar with satellite. Now satellite, we could say Masnawi Kamar or Mahawara. Now we research, we communicated with many different Pashto community elders to come up with these words, and we put together a booklet that is really helpful.
Very good. To end this part of the conversation, I was going to ask you to help me communicate the word troops. How do you say that in Pashto?
Zwakuna, Qawatuna, Qawawe. All three are fine. Soldiers, Askar, Askara, Askaron, Askarone. If there is two male soldiers, we must say Askaron. You cannot say Askar. If there are two female soldiers, you must say Askarone, because it's a female, feminine. And now, Ed is a soldier. Ed, you Askarde. But then, Mary is a soldier. Mary, you Askarada. Now, grammar plays with the military terminology, and this is how we improve an individual's basic grammar. For example, I start by, okay, I go with that lieutenant colonel to this village and come back. Just to vet that he or she is accurate in saying, with this lieutenant colonel to that village, or with that lieutenant colonel to this village. First, make sure that he or she pays attention to the question of a tester. Second, he or she is familiar with the military ranking system. I purposely bring lieutenant colonel to make sure the candidate says, Ze haga da garman sara da kare ta walaram. Must translate what is a lieutenant colonel.
Let's get to the military translation in the next episode. The final word is forces. The word for forces in Pashto.
For forces, now, as I mentioned before, you could say Zwakuna, Qawatuna, Qawawe. Now, it's different than Askar because that's a force. One force is like many soldiers. So you cannot say Askar. Askar is a soldier. It's totally different than forces. These are the things that is technical, and the tester pays very much attention to these.
Thank you very much.
Sure.